Hey there, Lisa T here. Couple minutes behind schedule this morning. I apologize for that. I have a special guest today. I thought I'd start doing something on Wednesdays. It's kind of a getting over the hump day, because that's kind of what we're all trying to do, just get over the hump. um, I am, Glenn, should I email you the link? I'm not sure I want other people to join in. I'm going to go ahead and put the link right here. People are free to join after I ask you the questions that I have. Um, let's see. I just have to hit invite. Give me a second. Let's see. Post a comment. Sorry, I'm still learning how all this works. Okay, there we go. Hey, Steven. Okay, so this link is for Glenn only right now. Okay, and others are free to join. After we get done, I came up with a list of questions. I want to have somebody different on every Wednesday and ask this list of questions just because it's fun. Hey, Mason. Okay, let's start with. Hey, Steven. Everybody in here has great channels. Morning, Beetle Boy. Did you see my original pressing Beach Boys album that it was in with my grandpa's records? I couldn't believe it. I haven't played it yet. Don't know how it plays, but if you don't already have that, let me know. I'll send it your way because I won't listen to it, and I know you would enjoy it more. But you may already have one. I don't know. Okay. So Glenn, yeah, just click on that StreamYard and we'll get started. But I was saying is, with life, I feel like we're all just trying to get over the hump. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to have a get over the hump day, Okay. I've never done this, Glenn, so give add to stream.
I'm here.
Success.
Me?
We did this. How are you? Are you recovered from yesterday? It sounds like you had a very adventurous day.
I did. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Are you having trouble hearing me?
No, I hear you fine. I just wanted to make sure I'm okay.
I can hear you just fine. I know I have a little bit of a lag, it appears. I'm also in my basement. You see, I changed my name for you from the basement.
That's cool. I'm trying to get this set up properly.
I'm also in my basement walls are very bare. My basement is very boring right now. I'm still trying to get it organized, and then I'm going to start decorating.
Oh, damn, that's what I wanted to talk to you about was how your basement's
if
coming along.
I think there's a bit of a lag. Hopefully it improves. It's showing that I have excellent signal here, so I don't know why it's doing this. But anyway, so how are you today?
I am fantastic. Top of the world. I feel great.
Good. You look well rested.
Thank you. I
I was
feel well
kind of in the
rested.
same boat. I had hardly any sleep at all this week. My mom is, she's getting up there. She's in her late 70s and she hasn't been feeling well. And I couldn't sleep because of that. But now she's feeling great. And last night, I slept like a rock. I didn't even use the restroom, which is very unusual for people.
Yeah. No, that's good. Yeah. We need our rest. There's no doubt.
Well, I wrote a list of questions that I thought it would be fun to have somebody different on every week and ask them these questions because it just helps everybody get to know you better, and it does stay on the theme of music for the most part. But it's quite a list, so maybe we should go ahead and get started.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah. Good morning, Edward. Okay,
Hey,
Beetle Boy. He already had
that
album. I found a first pressing of a Beach Boys double album that belonged to my grandpa, and I was really surprised by that. But Okay, so I'll get it cleaned up. It might be some VCLT for somebody who's just getting into the Beach Boys because it looks like Mason's already got that. Okay,
Cool.
uh, so Glenn, where were you born and raised? And like, just tell me a little bit about your childhood. Just like where no, just kidding. Where were you born and raised?
Born and raised in Toronto,
Just
Ontario.
general idea. You don't have to be specific.
Yeah, no, born and raised in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So Canadian through and through, Torontonian
Oh wow,
through and through.
it's
Proud
beautiful
Toronto.
pictures. I have never been.
Toronto.
Toronto.
You
So
cut
like,
out
what
on me
kind
there.
of what kind of were you raised with? And mostly French or?
Oh, no, English. French is Quebec. That's another province altogether.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
No,
I
all English.
think that tells you how little I know.
I had to take French in school though, in grades 7 and 8, and then in through high school, and I hated it, man. I hated that. I don't know how to say anything in French.
Well, that would be the language to learn though up there.
Yeah, well,
grew up in Southern California, so we were taught. I can speak enough Spanish to get by, not enough to really hold a conversation, but I can.
oh yeah.
I can get by.
Well, I
Okay.
struggle with English, so I'm not going to do French. Yeah.
French is a hard language to learn.
Yeah. Well, they say English is the hardest language in the world to learn because the rules are all so weird, right? Like there's different ways to spell the word "to," and there's different like you don't pronounce, PH is pronounced like an F. Like it's just there's crazy stuff, right?
It is, and then also the OUGH. We have through. We have rough. We have bow. It's you just can't look. Spanish. Every vowel makes the same sound. So when you're reading Spanish, you don't have to worry about is it the long A, the short A. You don't have to worry about that. A is off. Period. Anytime you see that, you pronounce it that way. So
and then the difference between
English can be hard, but I'm gonna guess that probably some of the dialects of Eastern Asia would probably be the most difficult to learn.
Yeah.
Like when did you fall in love with music?
Oh, from a very early age. My mom had a big console mono record player, and there was always music in our house from the time I can remember. From whatever your earliest memories is, 2 or 3 years old. My mom listened to like soundtrack of My Fair Lady and the Music Man and Gypsy and all that stuff. So that's kind of the stuff in my early age, and then and eventually, like probably around. I was born in '53, so probably early '60s, I started to listen to, the radio and hearing Gene Pitney and people like that, and getting into it, and some early Beach Boys, and then when the Beatles hit, it was that was it. So I was hooked from that moment on. Yeah, so I've been passionate about music from the cradle, really.
Wow. So that's good. You grew up in a musical household. Sounds like your
Yeah, I
parents
thank my
loved
mom for
music
being
and they
a
instilled
music
love.
fan. Yeah, I thank my mom for being a music fan. She probably was the cat at the start.
She's the one who started it. What is your favorite medium to listen to music right now?
Vinyl right
do you
now.
stream? Do you use CDs? Do you do vinyl? It's a fun hobby, but it's not very practical for when you're on the go.
Well, I'm one of those guys who loves both. I don't like the fight between CD and vinyl. I love them both. I think they're both great mediums, and I've got a pretty extensive CD collection, about 2,500 titles, and I think I've said this before on my channel a few times, but I've sold my vinyl collections off twice in my life, like an idiot, and now built it up a third time. So I probably have about, I don't know, I'm going to say 400 records right now. But I'd say most of my buying right now is vinyl.
Oh yeah. Sorry about that. I'm
That's
repositioning.
okay.
I think that perhaps I had a little bit of a blockage between I think I had two devices. Anyway, I had to move something. Hopefully that will help hopefully it will help the connection we have here.
Okay, cool. I love your lava lamp, by the way.
It's my emotional support lava lamp.
Oh, that's awesome.
I
I
don't
love it.
have emotional support pets because all of my pets are neurotic as hell.
Oh.
I am their emotional support person,
Yeah.
so I had to turn to my lava lamp here for
Oh, that's funny.
to help me calm down. Uh, so when did you start your YouTube channel, and like what made you decide to get started with that?
I did my first video in March. Uh, the
Oh wow,
mo-
recent.
yeah, the motivation really was my young nephew Jack, who has a YouTube channel, JT Media. Please subscribe to Jack's channel. Um,
Okay, JT
Jack
Media.
JT Media, yeah, Jack. He's
Okay.
a great guy. So he really started to get into music in the last 2 or 3 years. Like, became real passionate about it, and became a big Queen fan and then a Beatles fan. And he came over to my house all the time. We would sit and listen to music and talk and chat, and we got just a wonderful relationship. And
That's
he was
awesome.
one night he's on watching. You ever watch the Canadian Stud Muffin, Larry Graves, who's got a YouTube channel?
No, I don't,
Oh,
but
he's great. Larry's great.
I haven't heard of him, but I'd
The
love to. I'm always looking for a new channel.
Canadian Stud Muffin. He's very quirky guy, very funny. He loves music, but he's also does other kind of stuff and food reviews and stuff. He's pretty cool. Anyway, he
Oh,
was
I
watching
love
that.
food.
Yeah,
I'm writing
Canadian
it
Stud
down so I
Muffin
don't
was on,
forget.
and he was watching the videos. And I'm going, "What the hell are you watching?" And he got me hooked on Larry Graves, this Canadian Stud Muffin. And then
That's
I
funny.
was kind of friends with Mazzy on the Steve Hoffman music forums. And I always enjoyed
Okay.
Mazzy's posts on there because we really thought a lot alike and everything. So then he mentioned one day he does YouTube videos, and I went, "Oh wow!" And I went on and checked, and I was just blown away by his videos. I watched them all, and then I thought, "Geez,
Oh,
I'd
his
like to try."
videos are great.
Oh, he's incredible. So then I did one of my own and fumbled through it, and here I am 7 months later or six, whatever, still hanging in there.
Yeah, you're over 300 subscribers. Congratulations on that.
I'm shocked. I'm,
Yeah,
just an old guy sitting in his basement with absolutely nothing to do but listen to music and talk about music, and people
that's
subscribe, so I'm happy.
well, but that's what interests us though, because
Yeah,
we're all you. We're
yeah,
all,
exactly. We're all
you
the same.
know.
I've met so many. I can't believe how many people around the world I've met that we all share the same passion. It's very cool.
uh, do you have a way of looking at your channel right now? I thought maybe you could give a shout out to your most recent subscriber or commenter. But if you're on the device that you use, you may not be able to do that. But
Yeah, I'm not. I'm on my the last person who I just put a video up this morning, kind of an apology to Anthony for not getting on his channel
I watched it.
yesterday.
I watched your video, and nice
uh,
Tom Petty. That is so great. That's
yeah,
beautiful, isn't it? They really put together a beautiful set.
yeah,
I at first I was kind of stuck on. I really want to get the nine disc or the 9 album one, but I started thinking about it, and I don't think I would play all. I think I would listen to them, but then I just
yeah.
don't see myself playing all 9 albums all the time. So I think I'm gonna uh, listen to the 9 disc set, but I'm probably gonna get the just go to get the 3 album one.
Yeah, it's a great value. I don't know
There's
what
a
it
3 album.
costs in the States, but I mean, 39.99 up in Canada for 3 records, I think is a great price. So,
It's a great deal. I've paid
yeah.
that for one record. I just got a Lizzo record yesterday, and I think I paid $30 just for the one LP. So three
Wow.
LPs
Yeah.
for 40, a good deal.
Yeah, I'm anxious. I still haven't heard it, so I'm gonna this afternoon. I'll rock out to some Tom Petty. But the big set, the
With
one thing I am disappointed about not being able to get the big set is I think there's some live stuff on there that I hear is really good.
Yeah,
But
yeah. See, now that's what makes me wonder if I would listen to it. If some of them are live, I probably would. But I
yeah.
also subscribe to the Tom Petty channel on Sirius XM.
Okay.
Um, so I think probably a lot of it's going to end up getting played on there.
Hmm.
Certain
Yeah.
tracks. I'm sure there's going to be certain tracks that they hold back on just to kind of entice people to buy the set. But um, but I'm looking forward to, and I'm a big fan of his. He's one of the first musicians that I really felt a connection to when I was a teenager, because he wrote a lot of his songs were written about characters, in particular American Girl. He kind of had that
Hmm.
character he went back to a lot, that kind of screwed up teenager who kept trying but kept making
Yeah.
bad decisions, and I could identify with that.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, he's amazing artist. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll save that. How about give a shout out to the first person that supported you when you got to the community, then, since you can't see your list.
Well, there was a couple. Steve Carlson was really good at giving me some advice on and encouraging me, because I was talking to him somehow in comments on his videos that say I'm thinking about doing video, and then we started emailing back and forth. And Rob Walker was another one.
Uh,
Rachel, the Music Man, was very supportive.
yeah,
Uh,
she's great. She was
yeah,
supportive of me too.
yeah.
Invisible Ray has dropped by, and
Uh,
he says, "Oh, wait a minute, maybe am I doing this right?"
I appeared on Larry Graves' live chat. He went ashen gray. I'm always giving him shit. He deserves it. I'll tell you, he does a video where he eats. You
Ray.
know that canned meat spam. You know that stuff.
Oh yeah, I know it.
He does a video where he eats spam for the first time. It's the funniest thing you've ever seen in your life.
I can
Just
only imagine.
Google Canadian stud muffin
I
eats
I don't
spam.
know if I can stomach it. I'll
Oh,
try,
it's
but
so
oh
funny.
my god, my husband loves that shit.
Oh,
He wants it sliced and fried in the pan. It stinks up the house. Ugh. I grew up with it,
oh,
And
me too.
my sister lived in Hawaii for a few years. Her husband was in the military, and man, they love that shit over there. They love
Oh.
it. I mean, you go to the grocery store, and she said there's about 12 to 15 different flavors of spam. There's
It
like
was a
pineapple
staple in my house.
spam,
Oh.
Asian spam. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I grew up on that stuff, man. My parents had it in the house all the time. It was like spam sandwiches. Ugh.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and my dad, we went fishing a lot, and you could make spam sandwiches. You could probably
Oh, I thought
leave
you were
it
going
in
to
the
use it as
sun for
bait.
10 days and it wouldn't be bad. Yeah. That and Velveeta cheese
Oh yeah, Velveeta cheese.
makes good bait.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. So if somebody's new to your channel, what do you think should be the first video of yours that you would like for them to watch?
Um, I've done a couple of music room tours. They're kind of fun. I think um that's an interesting question. Uh, I did a couple of comedy ones that I'm really proud of, and I don't know how tasteless they were, but I pretended I was a journalist at a press conference, and I
The
was
more
asked.
tasteless, the better.
Yeah, I was asked. I pretended all the bands in the world were there, and I was invited to the press conference, and I got to ask questions. So I asked really kind of tasteless questions to all the bands, and I did two of those, and they're actually really. I think they're really funny. I've had a lot of compliments on them. So they're the
uh,
if you want
Mike
fun.
Mesa says hi from Canada.
Hey,
Uh-oh. Did we
what'd
lose
we
you?
do?
Okay. No. Uh-oh. We're not losing you, are we?
I'm here.
Okay. My screen was going black.
Yeah,
You're
you're
here?
freezing up.
Okay.
You're freezing
Uh,
up once in a
I
while.
don't have the best connection, so, huh?
Yeah, you're freezing up about every once in a while.
Yeah. Oh, we got somebody in here just wanting to be an ass. Bye. Somebody dropped in just to be a jerk. Some people don't
What'd they
have a
say?
life.
What'd they say?
I don't know. I blocked them, so I can't see what they said anymore. We don't need
Oh,
negative energy. If they don't like something, they just go do what I do and go watch somebody else's channel.
yeah,
The world doesn't exist for you to be pleased all the time. If you're not pleased, go somewhere else. I never
yeah.
understood people like that.
I don't. I'm a big. Yeah, I'm a big hater of haters.
Yeah. You know what? And if I do get to the point that I dislike somebody, I dislike them more for making me dislike them than I do for the things that they do that
Yeah,
cause me to. You know what I mean? I
yeah.
don't know if that makes sense. With this being a kind of get over the hump day, um, you know, tell maybe you can tell us about one of the biggest, obstacles that you've had to overcome, something you're willing to talk about,
Oh my
uh,
God.
kind of how you do it.
I have had such a blessed life. When you sent me an email yesterday asking me to come up with an obstacle, and I was even talking to
Everybody has some.
my wife
Everybody
about it, going,
has
what
some.
am I
You
supposed to
may
talk
think that
about?
yours are small compared to others, but everybody's had something they've had to overcome.
Yeah, I think um, the last couple of years of my working life were not fun. There was a lot of turmoil in my office. I was a sales representative, and we had an awesome team for many years, very successful. And then there was a big falling out in management, and things changed dramatically. And I ended up in the last couple of years of my working life at loggerheads with my new boss, and it wasn't very pleasant at all. It um, it I ended up walking out of the company just before my retirement date, and it was also pretty ugly, and that took me a long time to kind of get over that. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I persevered through it, and as long as I could and everything. So that's kind of the biggest thing I can think of that happened to me. Yeah, that's about it. That's about all I can think of.
Well, that's still, having to, learn to start over again is, that's you're frozen there on my screen.
I'm 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 probably just
Got
not
it?
moving.
Yeah. Well, let's see here. I have hecklers in the comments.
I want to hear them.
I think I won't put
I want to
hashtag
see
live
them.
stream in my thing anymore. I don't think people understand we're just a part of a vinyl community trying to have fun with each other. I'm not trying to entertain you.
I
Bye
want to see
bye.
the I, Lisa. I want to see the comments.
Oh,
Be
okay.
funny.
Well, here, this is one of them.
Oh wow! Look at that guy. Go fuck yourselves. Not cool assholes. Ah,
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
yeah,
The Black King. Love you, man.
yeah.
Go Come on. What are you up to, buddy?
I won't
If we're
put the
not
hashtag
cool, what's
live
cool?
stream
Tell us.
anymore. I think it just makes random people. Oh, wow. I guess until I can't get that to come off of the screen now.
This is awesome. This will be the most watched. This will be the most watched video in the history of the VC.
Oh,
You
that's so
watch.
funny.
Go
Oh
fuck yourselves.
my God.
Not cool assholes.
Oh, I can't get
Oh,
it to come off the screen.
I
Oh,
love that.
that's hilarious. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Uh, I'm gonna.
It,
You want us to stop and start again? I don't know how to do it. Okay. Can't get it to come off the screen.
Leave it up there and let's
Oh
just
my
talk.
God.
Leave it
Oh,
up there and
that's
let's
so
just talk.
funny.
Oh my God, that's.
Well,
I love you, buddy.
yeah,
Whoever
you
you
know
are.
what? We're just gonna leave that up. We're just
Yeah,
gonna
I
leave
think
that up
so.
and let them have all kinds of this, we're just gonna. I wish that
Thumbs
let's
up to
see
the
here.
Black King.
Thumbs up to the Black King. There you
Yeah.
go. We're just gonna leave that up until I figure out how to.
I think he got mixed up, Lisa. He's not part of the vinyl community. He's part of the vile community. You got confused.
Yeah. I'm just. I think what happened was that I blocked them before I took that comment off of the screen.
Oh yeah.
And so, because I just don't, I, I don't, for myself personally, they can say whatever, but I really, I don't want people in the vinyl community to stop in and try to chat with each other and be dealing with, just
Yeah,
people just
yeah.
trying to be
No.
trolls in the mix. Although they may have a fun time with them, I don't know.
Oh, that's
Anyway, so
hilarious.
yeah, we're just gonna leave that up.
I gotta try and find that guy. I wonder if he's got a channel. Oh.
it would be kind of, I don't know if we can, find it with just that name. Anyway, I'll see if I can fix it in a minute, but
Okay.
that's funny. We're gonna have to do the whole rest of the show with that on the screen. Oh my goodness. Okay. So how are you today?
I'm wonderful. I feel great.
Awesome.
I don't feel very
Awesome.
cool. I don't feel very cool, and I feel like an asshole. I don't know why.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's so funny. It's
Oh,
probably Invisible Ray trying to be funny.
oh,
Okay. Which it is hilarious actually. Uh
yeah,
but
yeah. So,
hang on
yeah,
one second. I do need to try to I do need to try to get that off the screen. I don't want to do the rest of the show with that on there.
do you want to put me on
I can't
pause, or do you
figure it
want?
out. So,
Do you
all
want to? Do
right.
you want to?
Well, so uh tell me an album that you can't live without. I'm gonna keep trying to fix this while you're talking. Yeah, tell me an album that you can't live without.
Oh, there's quite a few, but I guess my favorite album of all time, the masterpiece, is Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. I can't live without that album. Yeah, that's
That's a great album. That's a
yeah,
great album.
the
Good
best.
good choice. But what is your most played album?
It would probably be a Beatles album. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Sergeant Pepper's. Another one I play a lot is Astro Weeks, Van Morrison. Another big favorite. Hey, you did it. You got rid of him.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Mike.
Um, I just had to click on somebody else's comments
Oh,
apparently.
cool. All right. Mike's comments a lot
Yeah.
nicer. Yeah. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Mike. Visible Ray. It wasn't him.
Okay. Ray says good choice. Good choice. He likes your
Oh,
album
he likes
choices.
that, Sergeant Pepper's? Yeah. Yeah, and Van Morrison Astro Weeks is another one. Aqualung, Jethro Tull. It's another one I play all the time.
Those are
Yeah.
all classics. They're classics for a reason.
Yeah.
They're classics for a reason. Do you have access to your music app? To a music
Right.
app on your phone? Thought maybe you could you could just shuffle it and see what comes up.
No, I don't have a
Or maybe do a
phone.
whack-a-mole for Mazzy. Go grab a rando.
Grab a random album. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I got this album yesterday. This is a real random one that I want to
Yeah?
talk. Yeah, two. I showed them this morning on my thing, but I really want to talk about them. Johnny Winter,
Oh wow, yeah.
Progressive
That
Blues
is
Experiment.
yeah, you showed that on your video. That's a great.
One of the great blues albums of all time. Johnny's just this is a whole album's all blues. Like it's not like later when you hear Johnny, he was doing a lot of like blues rock, but this is just totally heavy
Kind
blues.
of a yeah.
Great album, and yeah, love that. And another whack-a-mole I can show that I didn't show in my video this morning. You probably don't know these guys. They're from Toronto. The Lowest of the Low.
The lowest of the low.
And this album's called Shakespeare My Butt. It was released in the
Okay.
90s. There was a whole group of
I'm gonna write that down. That sounds interesting.
artist insiders who did a thing, the 100 greatest albums of all time in Canada. And this was in the top 100 of all time, this album. My daughter's a photographer. She actually works with these guys quite a bit. But yeah, great band. It's kind of, I would say, a cross between Elvis Costello and, yeah, it kind of reminds me a bit of early Elvis Costello, maybe. New Wave
I love
rock.
early Elvis Costello. Yeah.
Yeah, really great songwriting. Songs are really upbeat, and yeah, great band, great album. So there's my whack-a-mole.
Okay. Mike Mason, he plays Elvis Presley, Aloha from Hawaii. Tom Jones Rescue Me. I have that Tom Jones album. It was my mother-in-law's. As we get up there and people in our lives start passing on, I'm the only one anybody knows that collects vinyl. So I keep getting everybody's records, and that
Oh,
Tom
cool.
Jones was in there.
No,
Bachman
he was a
Turner
cool
Overdrive.
dude, eh? Tom Jones. He
Yeah,
was pretty
yeah.
good.
Oh, hey, um, Vinyl Dale. Uh, he just bought a Bachman Turner Overdrive 45 the other day. Okay. Okay,
But
Ray.
was
Oh
that
my God.
a
Yeah,
little? Oh, from my
we
anus.
got Ray being Ray.
Oh,
Okay. Not all of these comments. I'm trying to get this to come off the screen, but I have a little bit of a lag. This is my first time really doing this with a guest, so everybody's patience would be appreciated.
I'm
Okay.
patient. I got nothing to do all day, so
Uh,
good.
let's see. I'm having trouble getting this to come off the screen again.
Oh, U.S. pressing
I'm
of
gonna
early
have to do
Beatles.
something about the connection from my basement. It just doesn't want to come off. Okay, there we go. Finally. Okay.
Cool.
Um, what is the first album that you ever purchased with your own money that you earned? Not birthday money or whatever. Like you actually bought, like either you cut grass or maybe it was your first job.
It was probably. It's got to be like. Are you talking about getting an allowance or my parents' allowance?
That you earned that. If it's an allowance that you earned,
Oh yeah, I
yeah.
would have bought lots of records back then because they weren't that much money. Like records were like two
I
ninety
know.
nine something, right? And
I
yeah, it would
know.
have been
They
a
were so
Beatles
cheap.
album. It would have been um, Beatles, Meet the Beatles, or Twist and Shout in Canada was a Canadian Beatles album. Long Tall Sally was the other one where you guys had the Beatles' second album. We had one called Long Tall Sally. Yeah, Beatles 65. Any of those would have been my first albums purchased. I have a kind of a funny story. I was a big Monkees fan,
Yeah.
and when their second album came out, More of the Monkees, I had to have it, and I didn't have any money. And my buddy and I at school, we decided we were going to go to the local department store and shoplift it. So our big plan
Mm.
was to walk into the store and they had bags there. You put a quarter in this thing and you got a big paper bag with a rope handle on it, right? So we thought we'll just mosey on over to the record department with this bag, drop two records in the bag, and just nonchalantly walk out. Who'd notice? So we go to walk out the store. I didn't know my buddy was the fastest runner, and he's like an Olympic champion runner. I didn't know this. He sees people coming after us. He takes off like a shot. He's gone like a blur, and I'm standing there looking around. And I got like five
with
store
with egg
detectives
on your face.
jump me, drag me into this office, scare the
Oh
crap out of
no.
me, call my parents. The whole thing was ugly.
Oh no.
And I honestly can say it scared me straight. I've never stolen anything again in my whole life. But yeah, so I didn't quite pay for that with my own money, but yeah, that was not good. So every time I see the More of the Monkeys album, I go, oh God, you're frozen again. Well, hi, sports fans. Well, Lisa's frozen. I can't see comments, so I don't know what what's happening here. Well, we're waiting for Lisa to unfreeze. I'll uh, I'll show my. There you are. You're back. You were just frozen for about 30 seconds there.
Am I back?
Yeah.
I you know, I have to do something about the connection in my basement. Um yeah, I have to do something about it. This is not working for me. Um I think that I should have. I thought it would be kind of funny to do it from the basement, but I'm thinking maybe I should have done it upstairs.
Are you close to your modem?
uh I'm kind not as close as I should be. You
Yeah.
know what? You go ahead and show that album. I'm gonna turn off my camera and I'm gonna relocate. Okay.
Okay. Cool. All
Can you
right.
hear me? Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Show
got it.
everybody your Tom Petty, and yeah. I'm gonna go Avatar for just, and then relocate, and I'll be right back.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So if anybody hasn't seen this yet, Tom Petty, Wildflowers, and all the rest. This is the three sets. There's the back of it. There we see. So the first two albums are the original album, it looks like, and then all the rest. There's 10 outtakes or songs that were left off. I haven't heard this yet, so I don't know. Great inside covers. I'm loving the. There's the inside. Sorry, I gotta go backwards from what I'm used to with this camera. And then great picture of Tom. Excellent. I'm really looking forward to this. It's my favorite Tom Petty album. What else did I get? I showed the Johnny Winter one, and the other album I picked up yesterday was I don't know if we got any folkies out there. Ian and Sylvia's greatest hits. Great Canadian folk artists. This is on the Vanguard label. I picked this up for $10 in pretty much mint condition. It's got Early Morning Rain on it. Tomorrow's a Long Time. The Mighty Quinn. Four Strong Winds, which is an incredible song. The Circle Game, they cover Joni Mitchell's great song. What else is on here? You Were on My Mind, which was a big hit by the Wee Five that Sylvia Tyson wrote. And Spanish is a Loving Song. And This Feels on Fire. So they cover one of the Dylan songs off the Basement tapes as well. You're back.
I'm back. Hopefully, it's a little better right here. You
Okay.
know what it is? My house is. My house is. It's. I probably should have two modems. My house is. It's. We bought a ridiculous sized house because it was a fixer upper, and it reminded me of my grandparents' home. And boy, it was stupid. We should have gone for a little ranch. Anyway, oh my goodness. So I'm trying to catch up on okay. Oh, we have people in the comments answering as well. That's awesome. It is. It's very hard to believe. It's been, gosh, it has been,
3 years.
hasn't it? 3 years.
It's
I just
incredible.
had in my feed. Maybe it popped up for you too. But I had in my YouTube feed the last performance that of recorded performance of Wildflowers by Tom Petty from 2017. Yeah.
I haven't seen that. That would be good.
Thanks, Mike. I didn't watch it because I'm so far behind on all of the people that I'm subscribed to. I
Mm-hmm.
did get to see your video that you put up this morning because I wanted, since I was going to have you on, I wanted to make sure I saw your latest video. And then I also saw Mazzy's 80th Whack-A-Mole.
I haven't watched that yet. That's coming up later today. I'll get onto that.
Oh, it's funny. It's funny. You're gonna love it. It's hilarious. Oh. Okay, so back to the. I know. I was gonna ask on here. It says the band you've been a fan of the longest, but I have a feeling it's the Beatles, isn't it?
Yeah, it would be the Beatles. Yes, Beatles, Stones. I mean, really, when you think about it, the Stones were pretty close right after. Hey, Edward, how you doing, buddy? Love you. Um, yeah, Beatles, Stones would be the two for sure. Yeah.
Well, it makes sense. I think that would be a lot of people's answer.
Yeah.
You know, especially the period that you came of age.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they kind of just came on the scene and blew everybody away. It would be hard for them to not, based on that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So who would your best friend say is your favorite artist or band, musical artist?
Oh, they would all say Beatles.
And would they be right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because my best friend, she keeps having the music that we loved when we were kids. She keeps she keeps thinking that that's still my favorite music, but I've evolved, and it's hilarious because she, she's wrong. But she keeps giving me Olivia Newton-John albums and whatnot.
That's
I
hilarious.
still like her. I still
Yeah.
like her, but yeah, of course, my dearest friend, she knows, but my BFF, the one that that I talk to every single day, yeah, it's hilarious. But anyway, tell me like one of your favorite non-music related stories about you and your best friend.
Oh my God, they would.
Something that
Oh,
they kill
you
you for
really want to
telling.
go there? They're probably drug related. But like, I got to tell you something because my cousin Paul, who passed away about 4 years ago, it would have been his 68th birthday yesterday, and him and
Mm.
I were couldn't be closer. We were like Siamese twins from the time we were like old enough to know each other, like 2 years old or whatever. Right? We just did everything together, and we shared this passion of music through our whole lives. It was always about music. It was incredible, and we did a lot of the '60s. We did a lot of experimenting in the '60s. So most of my stories would be involving crazy episodes, stoned on acid or something, and doing really stupid things. I don't know if we have time to tell the whole story,
Uh,
but trust me, I'm surprised we survived, but we did.
aren't we? I think there's a lot of us. Oh, Mike is telling his some of his first stories. He bought his first cassette with his own money was In Excess.
Wow.
Ah, oh,
1992. So
Annie Murray. Yeah.
were
Huh?
cassettes still big in '92? Is that I'm trying to think of when cassettes kind of died out.
You know, people were buying CDs, but cassette players were big because most cars did not have a CD player, they had a cassette player.
Yeah, probably up
You
until
know,
that point. You're right.
remember my car, it had a cassette player and a radio. But
Yeah,
they didn't start putting CD players in. I mean, they started putting CD players in cars, but of course, it took a while for people to start buying the new cars. Everybody was
yeah,
still driving cars that just had a cassette player.
that's true. Yeah, yeah. I
Metallica.
remember them from
I
the
think my
'70s and
husband
'80s.
would probably agree with Mike. I think he's probably Metallica is my husband's. That's his band.
Wow.
Uh, so then, what is your favorite curse word?
Wow. You want me to say it?
Yes,
Fuck. It's just my
it's
favorite
an
word.
all-purpose word.
It
It's
is.
all-purpose. It
I
fits
say it all the
into
time.
everything.
It does.
If it's good, it's fucking good. If it sucks, it fucking sucks.
It's a
It's
verb. It's a verb. It's an adjective. It's a noun,
it's
a
a
pronoun.
noun.
It's
It's
everything.
everything.
It's the all-purpose word. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
What
have.
do you
I
think is
don't.
the best use of a curse word in a song?
Oh, trying to think. I think Jefferson Airplane volunteers up against the wall, motherfuckers.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah.
That's a great one. I think I was thinking about this, and I probably, you know what I should do? I should just make a video and answer these questions. Since I'm going to be making everybody else answer these questions, I should just make a video. But uh, yeah, I'm just going to make a video. That way I don't have to say it, twice. But I will
So
say
what's
one.
yours?
I'm gonna tell you my second favorite.
Okay.
My second favorite has got to be. It just came out this year, February, I think. Are you familiar with Crazy Ford? She's
No.
a she's a Canadian artist. She's from the Ontario area, I think. Not no
What's her
no
name?
not Ontario, not Ontario. I'm sorry, but she's from I think British Columbia.
Okay. And what's her name?
Crazy Ford.
No, what song?
Frazey,
No, don't
I
know her.
stole your questions. Ray, I did not steal your questions. I did ask one though about but I didn't ask what's your first album you bought. Ray's saying I stole his questions. I did sort of rip off one. We got to give Ray credit for the first album question.
She borrowed
But
your questions.
I changed it to the first one that you bought with your own money though, because birthday money that doesn't really.
No.
But anyway, okay, Ray. Ray, you get credit for that. Okay, but she has this just kind of out of left field. You're listening to her album. It's a beautiful album, beautifully done. And then she gets to this song called Motherfucker. It's just on the record, a song called Motherfucker. And it's like just letting everybody know right away, don't even bother buying this album if you can't handle hearing that word. And also, it keeps Walmart from selling her record, which is pretty sweet.
Okay, I used to live out in Western Canada in the 80s, and I had a band out there, and we learned this song from it was a band in Alberta, Canada. I can't remember the name of the band now. I wish I could, but they had a song called "Aw Fuck It." And
Oh, fuck it. Yeah.
the chorus was like, "Oh, fuck it, we've got better things to do," and then the background singers would go, "Fuck, fuck, fuck, fuck it." It was like a really, and then it was all the shit I would have to take would fill a bucket. It was like it was a great song. So that's another one, but that's very obscure.
But I love one of my favorite things is when the music doesn't quite fit the lyrics, like you think you're hearing a gospel song and then you realize that what they're singing is profane.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Oh my
that's
goodness.
awesome.
Okay, so listen, if you could punch any musician in the face, who would it be? If you just like say you could get away with it, just go up and
Probably might be Kanye West right now.
oh, doesn't he deserve it?
Yeah.
Doesn't he
Yeah.
deserve it? Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry if I insulted any Kanye
I don't
West.
think anybody would blame you.
He's annoying. Yeah, he's annoying.
Oh,
If I wanted to pick a classic rocker, I'm really going to piss people off here. It might be Steven Tyler. I'm not an Aerosmith fan.
why would you want to punch Steven Tyler?
He just annoys me. I don't know why. He's just one of those people that just annoys me. I can't listen to Aerosmith because of Steven Tyler. It just bugs me. Yeah, he'd be my classic rock guy probably.
Oh my gosh. There's so many. I don't know if I could pick just one. I I might pick who was that from Metallica that got so riled up they were suing college students for downloading music?
Oh, the Napster thing and everything. I can't remember.
Yeah, but it was one member of Metallica was particularly passionate about it. I can't remember which one. I can't remember either, but that might be the one. I mean, suing college students for downloading a song. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You deserve to get punched.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh, what is your best concert story?
My best concert story.
Or it could be your worst.
Okay,
or it could be
my best
just
concert story. Now, my favorite. It's not my favorite concert, but it's my best concert story. I went to see Ringo Starr and the All Star Band. It was the first version of the All Star Band in like 1987 or 88 or late 80s, whenever he did the tour. And that was the one with Joe Walsh and Clarence Clements and Rick Danko and Levon Helm, and great lineup of people. Anyway, we had like fourth or fifth row, about fifth or sixth row in center stage seats. And before the show, we hit a pub and we got hammered. And my buddy and I, we go to sit in our seats. And I don't know, 15 minutes before showtime, Ringo's wife, Barbara Bach, comes in. And she sits about 3 rows in front of me. She's right in front of me.
Ooh, oh my God.
This kid, so she's like in the second row. And this kid comes by and he's selling ice cream bars. And he's like, just a young kid. He's like 14, whatever, trying to earn a buck. And he comes walking by, ice cream bars for sale, ice cream bars for sale. And all of a sudden I go, hey, I'll take an ice cream bar. And I bought two off him. I said, see that woman sitting 3 rows ahead of me? She's wearing a white outfit. And I said, and she's wearing a white dress. Yeah. And he says, yeah. I said, she's my friend Barbara. I said, could you go give her this ice cream bar and tell her it's from her friend Glenn? So he doesn't know who Barbara bought. He doesn't know Barbara bought from, you know, anybody. And he goes, innocently walking up the row that Barbara's in, trying to hand her an ice cream bar. And this big burly security guard gets up and starts pushing him around. Say, what are you doing? Getting him away. And they were like beating him up. And then
Oh
everybody
my
around our
gosh,
area was
that's
laughing.
so funny.
And then he walks back. He walks back up the row and he's all disheveled and all upset. And I go, hey, buddy, give me my money back. You didn't give her the ice cream bar. So that was kind of my funniest concert experience.
Oh my god. I should make my husband come on and tell his concert story. He had this great idea that he would light a tiny little stick of magnesium because he knew it would be a bright light, but he did not anticipate just how bright. And it
Oh,
took literally seconds for security to find him. And
oh
he's
no.
lucky he did not. If that happened right now, he would have been thrown in jail. But
Oh,
as
that's
it was, they
hilarious.
just kicked him out of the venue. But it got me thinking that, that everybody's got a funny. If you go to concerts, everybody has some antics. There,
Yeah.
some. Oh my goodness. What is a song that really touches your heart?
Ripple, the Grateful Dead.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah,
That's a great.
lyrically might be the most beautiful song ever written. I mean, it kind of explains life. Like, we none of us really. It's a mystery, right? And that song kind of tells you. Ripple in still water when there is no pebble tossed or wind to blow. It's like, you know, we don't know, right?
Mike Mike Mason has a funny concert story. He said he went to see NXS and he was on the floor and he got to shake Michael Hutchins' hand.
Wow, very cool.
Wow.
Yeah, that's very cool. I got a bit of a story too. When my daughter was around her 16th birthday, and she was a huge Backstreet Boys fan. That was when they were like big, and they
Yeah.
were playing in Toronto, and we were just sitting around celebrating her birthday. And I said, there's this hotel downtown Toronto called the Four Seasons Hotel, it was always headquarters for the Toronto Film Festival, and where anybody big comes in town, they stay there. It was kind of the hotel for the stars. And I said to my daughter, I said, why don't we hop in the car and drive down to the Four Seasons and see if we see any activity that maybe the Backstreet Boys are staying there. So we park and we drive in. We're standing in the lobby, and I was with both my daughters came with me. My daughter Stephanie, it was her birthday, and this girl
Beautiful
came
name.
up to us. This girl came up to us and said, "Are you looking for the Backstreet Boys?" And we said, "Yeah." We were kind of waiting. She says, "Well, just wait a minute. They're going to be here any minute."
Oh
And
wow.
they pull up in a car, hop in. They're in the lobby. So we're standing. My daughter's standing face to face with the Backstreet Boys, who were just like, she's crying her eyes out. I mean, and they
Oh
gave
yeah,
her
I can
autographs and
imagine.
took
Yeah.
pictures, and it was an incredible night. Like, just it was just a real special night. I could imagine, my parents taking me when the Beatles came out in '64 and I get to meet them or something. It was kind of the same type of thing for her, right? They were her Beatles. So yeah, so that's another memory. It wasn't really a concert, but kind of similar.
uh Well, down to the last, I wanted to leave things on kind of a positive note. So, um, what is what would be your best advice that you have to give to people in the vinyl community here, or any, just life advice, and then maybe some advice for their YouTube channel. Start with the life advice first.
Life advice: don't sweat the small stuff. When you're young, you seem to get upset with people and you never forgive them, and You know, it's just as you get older, you realize that's just silly. Like it's just not working. I spend
Right.
my whole retirement. I've been retired for 2 years, and that's kind of my goal. Is just I'm not going to fight with anybody. I'm not going to argue with anybody. I'm
Not
just
worth it.
it's not worth it. And too bad you don't find out when you're younger that it's not worth it. It takes living a life, I guess, to figure that out.
To
Unfortunately.
It does, because you don't have a lot of perspective. You figure when you're young, um, you just haven't. You're not wise. You haven't had a chance to really learn what matters in life. Everything
Yeah.
feels like DEFCON 1, and
Yeah.
then you get older and you realize that there's exactly. Don't sweat the small stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, save it for when it really matters. But and
Yeah.
also I think as you get older and you make your own mistakes, you learn to forgive other people because they're
Yeah.
going to make mistakes too. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. You got to learn to forgive.
uh,
That's a good point. For
it's
VC
that well,
channel.
there's that one saying, and I can't remember who said it. I think it might have been. It actually might have been Mandela. I'm not sure, but he says, that basically holding a grudge, it's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. A great analogy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're going on with their lives, and you're still stewing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
It's
not
not
worth it.
worth it.
No, I
Well,
agree.
what
So,
advice would you give somebody starting a YouTube channel?
um, do it. Don't be afraid of doing it. Don't be afraid of stuttering and stammering and like we all did in our first videos. And
Everybody.
it's amazing how you get comfortable and people will support you. It's a very supportive environment. It's the most wonderful thing I've ever done in my life, to tell you the truth. I am 100% in love with doing this. I hope I can do it for years and years to come. The people I've met, including people like yourself that I absolutely fallen in love with, made great friends. And yeah, I just want to say, so if everybody in the vinyl community just supports each other, is nice to each other, if you don't like someone's channel, just don't watch it. You don't need to
Don't
comment on
watch
it.
it.
They suck
Exactly. Don't watch
or
it.
anything. We don't need this hurt feelings bullshit. I don't like it. Um,
I don't
I'm
either.
I'm really just into positivity, and my whole channel is about that and about music and sharing that passion and meeting friends. And I really appreciate having you as a friend. You're awesome. I love your
Well, thank
channel,
you. I
and
I have been I have just been blown away by by the people in this community. Everybody's been really supportive. I try to get along with everybody.
mhm,
You know, I try to stay away from stuff that's, I don't really have anything to say about negativity. I just bow out. I just
yeah,
leave.
me too. Yeah,
I just leave. Go back
yeah,
later. You
yeah.
know. So
That's the way to do it.
just
Yeah.
try to stay. Just try to keep everything positive. And but sometimes it's just a misunderstanding. My very it was either my first or second video. um, I upset somebody. Like, I genuinely upset this man, and
Oh wow.
he left a comment. He was upset by what I said. And at first, my first response is like, but then I'm like, you know what? What is at the root of that hurt? A
Hmm.
a good person does get hurt by things like that because they're
Yeah.
compassionate and they're caring. And so I thought about that and thought, I'm going to reach out to this person instead. And now he's one of my favorite. We've connected, and he's one of my biggest supporters, and I love his channel. He hasn't made many videos, but I've liked and commented on the ones he has made, and we've actually got a nice friendship here, and I love him to death. I notice when he's not around, I'm like, oh, where is he? So
Yeah.
I think sometimes you can just take that and try to turn it around, you
Yeah.
know. But I've really appreciated the friendships that I've made here, and
Oh, it's
I thank you
incredible.
so much for coming on. You wanted to, I
Can
wanted you to be the first person I talked to. Um,
That's awesome. I have to ask you a question.
okay,
Bass guitar. Do you
yes,
play bass?
not very well yet. I've been playing it for about 9 months.
Okay, because when I just before I retired, like I play banjo, right? And I've been playing it all my life and played in bluegrass bands and country rock bands and things like that all my
Yeah,
life. But I'm a rocker at heart, and you just can't play a banjo in a rock band. So I thought I
no,
should try to pick up bass,
you could.
and then I can rock out.
Led
So
Zeppelin did it.
about 4 years ago, I took up the bass guitar and
Yeah.
worked really hard and got my chops down enough that I put a band together when I retired. Unfortunately, it didn't work because of personality stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now I've kind of put it aside. I actually sold my bass off because I'm just not playing it anymore.
Uh,
But I just wanted to talk to you about that because yeah. So how is it coming? You're playing?
oh well, it's going along. It's coming along. I practice about 45 minutes at a time, 4 days a week.
Oh, that's awesome.
My doctor recommended I play. See, I mainly play piano. My first instrument that I learned to play was a zither. My
Oh
parents
wow.
got me a zither. Um, I don't think they expected me to take it as seriously as I did because it was
Wow.
just a little zippy zither that had a little paper you put over it on
Yeah.
the bottom so you can pluck the right notes. And but after a while, I was playing it without the paper under it, and I was really playing it. And my dad was like, "I think Lisa might be musically inclined," so they enrolled me in piano lessons, and so I mainly play piano. Uh, I have a soft spot for the zither, but that was kind of the
Yeah.
extent of my zither playing right there. And then I learned to play harmonica, which I really loved. The harmonica I did to help manage anxiety, and I ended up loving it.
Well, there's nothing better
I
than
did
music to
have
manage
some
anxiety.
bad technique for a while, and it
Yeah.
actually caused me to have a little. I got a little spot on my tongue, you kind of
Oh,
dented in a little bit where I was not playing the harmonica the way I was supposed to, and it's better than it used to be because once I
yeah.
started playing properly, it started getting better. But anyway, but I have arthritis, and my doctor recommended that I learn to play because I told him my arthritis is making it hard for me to hold my hands, to play the piano.
Hmm.
And he said that I should start playing guitar because he has the same problem, and the guitar has really helped him with exercising his fingers, and it's
Oh,
helped him with his arthritis. And I said, well, I'm not too super interested in the guitar, but I would love to learn to play the electric bass. I've wanted to play it since one of my dear friends from my teenage years. His name's Vince Dennis. He ended up being a professional bass player. I haven't spoken to him in years, but he actually played with Ice T.
oh wow.
But yeah, but he played bass, and he's left-handed. So he put his bass in my hands, and I'm right-handed. I can't do anything with my left hand. But
Yeah.
I first learned to play bass left-handed because that was the only bass I had access to, and
Hmm.
I loved it. I loved it, and so. But then I didn't play for years, and then when my doctor mentioned that to me earlier this year, it was like January when I went in for my physical. He said, try the bass. And I've always loved the bass. That's why
Hmm.
I like music so much, just because of the bass. And I've always been a big fan
Yeah.
of Susie Quattro and Tina Weymouth, and then Carol Kay, and I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I should play the bass. I should. So I went to the local guitar store because I wanted to support the local store, and they only had two used basses for sale that were in my price range,
Hmm.
and one of them was a 5 string. And I thought, I'm just learning. I probably don't
Yeah. I
need that
had trouble with
string.
that. Too many strings on a bass.
No, I mean, I see the point of
Yeah.
having that B string. I
It's really
do.
just you know what it
It's
is? It's a thumb rest. That's all it is.
Well, and then that's yeah. But that the guy at the guitar store, I said, well, Stevie Wonder, I noticed that his bass player has 5 strings, and I
Hmm.
think it's because he likes that deep, boom,
Yeah.
with the B string you can get that, but
Yeah.
um, you can also get it without it. It's just
Hmm.
not as easy,
Hmm.
or not as convenient, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's the way it was explained to me. So he's like, "Don't bother with it." He said just what you said. He said it will end up being just a thumb rest for you.
Yeah.
And so I ended up with a um, Johnson by Axel, which he said is a lot of people like would dismiss it as not a good bass, but he said it's actually a great bass. It sounds great. So I've been taking lessons, and I've actually been fortunate enough to communicate back and forth with Carol Kay herself,
Oh my God. But she's a
and
god.
she has given. She's so generous. Any person that reaches out to her that wants to play the bass, she'll give them her time. I mean, it doesn't
Wow.
matter who you are, or well, and she's getting up there. She's in her 80s now.
That's wonderful
So
to hear.
she's really wanting to, she's wanting to promote the base, but just all I did was order some books from her, and she's
Hmm.
actually emailed me and followed up with me and given me advice and sent me all kinds of materials that she's written.
That's
Just
cool.
yeah, and then she's like, well, some of this is from the 60s, but it still applies,
Yeah. Well,
you know.
when I
But
first
she
started,
is amazing. She is amazing.
she
And
is amazing. Got quite a resume too.
it's incredible. A lot of those musicians that were in Los Angeles around that time. I
Hmm.
mean, not a lot of them, but the ones that were really good.
Hmm. Yeah.
She played on, just almost everything from, well, she played on almost all the Beach Boys stuff. She played on almost all the, anything around Los Angeles around
The
that time.
monkeys. Yeah. All that stuff. Yeah. No.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Lee Hazel, Nancy Sinatra,
Yeah.
Lee Hazelwood. I mean, and then after she left that, when they started going more to rock and roll and her style of playing, which she plays chords,
Hmm.
and I like that richer sound. But
Yeah.
rock and roll, they were thinner. They were playing scales, and so
Hmm.
she wasn't interested in that. But she ended up doing a lot of work for Quincy Jones after that.
Oh
And
wow.
Quincy Jones, he had her play bass on just about every album he produced, every movie, everything. He
Wow.
just was like he didn't want to do anything without her,
That's incredible.
and so she's really amazing. But
Yeah.
so I feel like I've been really fortunate. Well, you know what? We have been going on for quite a while. I don't want to take up your whole day.
Oh, I could
Um,
sit here and chat with you all day long. That's great.
oh, I thank you. I appreciate it. I
Thank
could
you so
too. I
much.
could too. I would just hate for. I'm gonna leave the video up though, because
Yeah.
I want everybody to get to know you, um, and everybody should go subscribe to your channel. I've already put a link to your channel in the description to this video,
Well,
and
I'm honored you asked me to come on. Thank you so much. I really been looking
well,
forward to
thank you
this.
so much for saying
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I have honestly, there's so many people that I want to talk to that I feel like I could have, a different person every day, you
Yeah.
know.
Oh, for sure.
And I
Yeah.
know that a lot of the questions are things that you've probably answered in previous videos, but you
Yeah.
know, but
That's
it's a
fine.
way for me to get to know the people that I want to get to know. And my husband loves your channel. He enjoys everybody.
Oh,
I
that's great.
usually Yeah, well, that's when I really get to watch most of the videos is in the afternoon, and so he'll get home from work, and I'll just have the YouTube app on the TV, especially since with COVID, um, a lot of the shows were you know off
Yeah.
the air. I mean, all of
Hmm.
I only watch just a handful of shows other than Jeopardy, which is my favorite. I do
I'm
not I
watching
do not
reruns of The
miss
Price is Right.
Jeopardy.
Yeah. Jeopardy. That's
Are
funny. I'm
you?
watching reruns of The Price is Right. So
I used to love The Price is Right, and I haven't watched it in years. I don't know why. I enjoy it when I see it, but
we tape it
oh
at
my
night
god,
and watch it at night with my wife, and we watch it just because it's mindless entertainment. Like you don't need. You get sick of the CNN and all that stuff, and it's just
I
you got to get away
I
from it, right?
really can't do I can't do cable news because it's not really news. It has a
No.
point of view, and
Yeah.
even when I agree with what they're saying, the way my mind works, I can't take it seriously if I feel like there's a slant in any way, even if
Yeah.
it's slant in my direction, I can't accept it as news.
Hmm.
I'll accept it as entertainment
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
for what it is. And there are some people whose shows I really enjoy. I like watching The
Yeah.
Daily Show. I
Yeah.
like watching Colbert at night. So
Yeah.
their point of view does not bother me.
Yeah.
That of course, because I agree with them. But that's
Mm-hmm.
entertainment for me,
Mm-hmm.
though. You know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't accept it as that's my news source. It's you can't.
Have you
What do
voted?
we have? What do we have for news really? I read Reuters, Associated Press. Try to keep it as neutral and
Oh,
just
that's
the
great.
facts as
Yeah.
possible.
It's too bad more people don't do that. But
Everybody should, because I'll
yeah.
tell you, that's why we have so many radicalized people right now, is
Hmm.
because they don't do that. And because,
Yeah.
when you look at the news on your phone, you click on one article, oh, that's what she likes. And they just keep feeding you more and more and more of that. And you think that
Yeah.
that's all the news, but
Hmm.
it's not. You're just
Yeah.
getting, that's dangerous to me. It's
It is.
dangerous.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody should have the same news stories on their phone so that everybody's
Hmm.
on the same page with what's going on.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's
It's
how you
great.
end up with people who believe conspiracy theories because that's all that they're getting shown.
Hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. No, you're right.
mine is all stories. If my news feed, you would think all I care about are cats and dogs. Everything is a cat music, cats and dogs.
Nothing
That's
wrong with
it.
that.
My news is
Nothing
all
wrong with
music, cats, and dogs. Stray cat shows up and begs for home or begs for food. I'm like, that. See, that's when that's not a news story, but that's
that.
what
Is
shows up in mine because they know that I'm going to click on it. Because
yeah.
of course I want to know about a cat.
It's amazing if you turn off the news and just pay attention to your cat and your dog and your loved ones and your hobbies and all that, and you come back a week later and turn on the news, you haven't missed anything. It's the same old crap.
No,
Like just if
it's
you
like,
ignore it, your whole demeanor changes. Like it's everything's so peaceful and calm. Then you start turning
and
that
then
crap on
you
again, and you
realize,
get all angry, and
yeah,
it's
I know.
not worth it.
And you realize they have you all riled up about things that you think are wrong with the world. But then
Yeah.
when you don't listen to them for a while, you realize that it's that's not true.
Or
It's not
it
true.
doesn't matter,
Or
really. Who
yeah,
cares?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
But
right, I
anyway,
have to let you go.
peace.
My son is texting me. He's texted me 3 times, so I have to go and
Uh-oh.
answer to him and see what's
You
going
better
on
do that.
there.
Okay. Well,
And
thank you again
thank you
so
so
much,
much,
Lisa.
Glenn.
All my love. Take care.
All my love to you. Thank you so much for this. I appreciate it. It was really generous of you. This was a list of 21 questions, and you answered them all.
Awesome. Okay, great. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Okay, take care.
Bye. Bye,
Bye.
everybody.